Hello my students, I am Sensei. If you haven't watched the first chapter, go and watch that first, so you have a better understanding about the story. And if you already watched that, sit and grab some popcorn and enjoy the story.
Once there lived a teacher, a man of strong convictions. He admired strength and was not afraid to use it now and then. He was merciless to his enemies and just as merciless to his very own students. And they were scary people in the mold of their sensei. And so, one of them set out on what you might call a pilgrimage. He searched in vain for someone stronger than him. His journey took him past the most fearsome schools, the most desperate bandit lords and their armies, until none was left with the strength to challenge him. So it came to pass he found his way to the very gates where the stone guardian stood. Perchance the warrior knew not what lay beyond, or perhaps it was his wish to confront those mystic powers. In any event, he opened the gates. Thus the shadows came into our world.
Why so quiet here? Hey, is this a funeral? Not yours, I hope, Hermit.
There will be a funeral soon if you don't say why you're here.
I bring news for an old friend. See, I wanted to have a look at your face when you heard all about it. Lynx's shadow is gone.
What?
There he was, lying in the forest, all trussed up and naked, gasping like a dying fish. He didn't even have strength to sneeze, he just chattered his teeth.
Yep, his shadow didn't just leave. It was taken like candy from a snotty kid.
So this concerns me how?
Well, not at all if you ignore the fact that we found him close by, just over the ridge. What a coincidence.
Your lad's nerves are frayed. You mean old fossil. If I wanted to fight with your little friends, I'd have come here with more of my boys and girls. I just want to make sure that we understand each other.
Did Lynx have his seal?
Lynx had nothing except his wet pants.
So, how'd I know you didn't take it? And Lynx's shadow too? And what will the others think? Wasp, Widow or Shogun? Well then, Butcher, do we understand each other? I had nothing to do with it, now go.
I guess there won't be any thanks for the news.
You ask a lot for a butcher who cuts up poor folk for pennies.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
So, Crane, how was your first fight with a demon?
I learned from people who don't need shadows to be demons. Teacher, can you steal a shadow?
Do you want to? You all came here, begging to learn about shadows. All you need to do is overcome them. Maybe it'll work like it did with Lynx. Who wants to try? Very well, then. A fool once opened the gates and let this into the world. Then other fools fought one another to obtain the power. To enslave shadows and absorb them as part of themselves forever. So, what vital thing did Lynx forget in our lands?
Thanks for your help. Seriously, you saved my life. What's your name? Why don't you speak? You're a shadow demon, aren't you? Demons can talk. So this is another of your students?
My very best student, one of the few who could finish his training, but it seems I taught him wrong.
I see. And his name is?
I don't remember now. Nobody remembers. Even him. Why do you think demons have nicknames? Their real names fade away. A small price for power, some would say. Those who could talk, I mean. Once I had the strictest dojo in all the East. I was hard on myself and hard on those fools who came to me. No place for the weak. That was my motto. They said that you could either leave as a broken, but cruel murderer, or never leave at all.
Was it true?
No. In the end, they all fled. Ran off to find a cheap source of power. Why suffer and toil when you can just let the otherworldly worm in and get the very same power for free? And I have nobody but myself to blame. It's what I taught them. Power above all else. Old fool.
So, why are you here? Where were you going?
I suspect we're both headed for the same place. Didn't I say I was looking for a student? One of those who ran off to look for shadows. Do you remember, Crane? It was you who gave him that nickname. They say he was seen in the old monastery further up that ridge. The demon hermit lives there.
I'm not going. I just can't. I mustn't get caught by demons. Look.
Since when can you handle shadow weapons?
Since the gates opened. Look, I'm just a sword maker. A sword maker's apprentice even. That's all I know, but I don't want to work for them. Will you help me?
May there's nobody else like you. At least, not that I've heard of. You're unique. And for demons, irreplaceable. They won't leave you alone, no matter where you run to.
What if I don't want to run? What if we close the gates? They say the gates were locked with several seals, and the seals are kept by 6 great demons. One of them is a killer with black claws. The second a mountain hermit. The third a bandit. Then a pirate, a lady of court, and the shogun. Each of them has one of these locking seals.
Even if that's true, I don't think that.
Listen, if you were like them, you wouldn't be sitting here. And you wouldn't hide your face with bandages. Demons don't hide. They don't need to. You don't want others to see you. But you don't have to stay like this. And if there's a chance, even a tiny chance, to change all this? To close the gates for good? The shadows go, and demons become people again. You too.
Of course, there is a chance, girl. But it's very small.